Continuing from the last chapter, Xiao Yan learned that Cai Lin was in trouble and angrily declared, "Anyone who dares to harm my woman will die." His icy voice, like a thunderclap, echoed across the sky, drawing countless wary and uncertain gazes towards its source. In the sky, where numerous eyes converged, a massive shadow quickly dissipated, revealing a young man in black robes with a cold expression. As soon as he appeared, exclamations erupted from the crowd. "Xiao Yan? Why is he here? I heard that the Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan wanted the 9 Nether-Earth Underworld Python clan to hand over someone, and it turns out to be Xiao Yan's woman. Looks like the rumors were true. This is going to be interesting. Xiao Yan isn't someone to be trifled with. Even the Soul Hall's master was defeated by him. Today, Huang Tian is in for a tough fight. He's just a mere human. How can he compare to Lord Huang Tian? Our magical beast clan's combat power isn't something a human of the same level can match. Xiao Yan may be renowned in the Central Plains, but now that he's in our beast region, he'll see our clan's true strength. Brother Xiao Yan." This sudden development immediately caught the attention of Yao Ming, who had been entangled in a fierce battle. His eyes swept the scene, and a look of surprise and joy appeared on his face. As long as Xiao Yan could arrive in time, today's trouble could be resolved. From a distance, Xiao Yan nodded slightly at Yao Ming, then looked down at the 9 nether yellow springs below. With a wave of his sleeve, he gently sent the water column forcibly drawn out by Huang Tian back into the spring, smoothing out the giant whirlpool. After doing this, Xiao Yan looked up, his icy gaze fixed on Huang Tian, who was slowly rising from the rubble not far away. A murderous intent gradually rose in his heart. Disturbing someone during their seclusion is highly taboo, as it can not only cause their efforts to be wasted, but also endanger their life. Huang Tian's reckless actions clearly showed no regard for Cai Lin's life, which Xiao Yan could not tolerate. "So, you're Xiao Yan?" Xiao Yan's face was cold, and Huang Tian's expression was equally grim. His golden eyes fixed on Xiao Yan as he slowly said, "You finally showed up. Did you want to force me out?" Xiao Yan raised an eyebrow. Huang Tian seemed completely unsurprised by his arrival, indicating that his target wasn't Cai Lin, but him. "You're the first in years to dare capture an elder of my clan and use him as a hostage," Huang Tian said, watching Xiao Yan while calming his previously dizzy mind, which had been struck hard by Xiao Yan's netherworld heavenly wrath. "I can sense the aura of the Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan on you. As the elder said, you possess the wings of a demon phoenix. Just for this, you are marked for death by my clan. Today, I will use your life to show everyone that anyone who offends my clan will be killed without mercy." With Huang Tian's final word, dazzling golden light burst from behind him. A pair of enormous golden wings, spanning several hundred feet, extended from his back, radiating majesty and dignity. Xiao Yan looked at Huang Tian with an indifferent expression, scoffing at the accusations. He had no intention of becoming a mortal enemy of the Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan. After capturing their young clan leader and 2 elders, he spared their lives, merely holding them captive. As order gradually returned to East Dragon Island, he released them. In doing so, he believed he had shown goodwill. But seeing today's situation, he realized his goodwill was mistaken for weakness by the Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan. Since kindness wasn't accepted, it seemed brute force was the only option. Oh, what a mighty statement, "Kill without mercy," from the Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan. But I wonder, clan leader Huang Tian, do you have the authority to back those words? Xiao Yan said with a faint smile. "Don't think defeating the Soul Hall's master qualifies you to be arrogant before me." Huang Tian's eyes turned cold. With a slight tremor of his enormous golden wings, he tore through space with terrifying speed, almost instantaneously appearing before Xiao Yan. His massive hand, glowing with golden light, transformed into a huge claw and struck at Xiao Yan. The space around Xiao Yan shattered with a series of explosive sounds. Netherworld palm. Huang Tian's terrifying speed made Xiao Yan's eyes narrow, but he didn't dodge. Changing his hand seal, he unleashed a colossal energy palm covered in pink flames, brimming with power. Palm and claw collided in the sky with a thunderous impact, sending violent energy shockwaves in all directions, tearing apart the clouds above. In this direct confrontation, the massive force caused Xiao Yan to stagger back several steps. After all, Huang Tian was a late-stage 5-star dosheng and a heavenly demon phoenix by nature. A direct clash was not to Xiao Yan's advantage. Though Xiao Yan was forced back, Huang Tian didn't fare much better. The pink flames in Xiao Yan's energy palm caused Huang Tian's hand to emit a burnt smell, clearly suffering from the pure lotus demon flame. As expected of the pure lotus demon flame, Huang Tian coldly glanced at his slightly charred hand. Golden light surged, instantly healing the burn. Xiao Yan remained silent, his shoulders shaking as blue and red bone wings unfolded. With a flap of his wings, he swiftly retreated, knowing close combat with Huang Tian, who was incredibly fast, was disadvantageous. Trying to compete with me in speed? Huang Tian sneered at Xiao Yan's move. With a flap of his wings, a deep whooshing sound echoed in the sky, and his figure vanished, reappearing almost instantaneously before Xiao Yan. Catching up to Xiao Yan, Huang Tian's fist, glowing with golden light, smashed towards his head. Facing Huang Tian's attack, Xiao Yan frowned slightly. Clenching his hand, pink flames surged, and he punched towards Huang Tian. Xiao Yan's fist struck Huang Tian's figure, but it passed through it. An afterimage? Xiao Yan's eyes narrowed slightly. Instinctively, he turned and crossed his arms before him. As Xiao Yan turned, a golden fist burst from the space, striking his crossed arms with lightning speed. The tremendous force sent Xiao Yan flying back several hundred meters. Yet, before he could regain his footing, a fierce fist wind attacked again, its speed causing alarm. Xiao Yan, let me show you the demon phoenix step of my heavenly demon phoenix clan. From a distance, Yao Ming frowned at the scene, a hint of worry in his eyes. It seemed Xiao Yan was at a disadvantage. Within the densely packed golden shadow combat zone, Xiao Yan's body continuously performed high-frequency evasions in a relatively small area. Huang Tian was the fastest opponent Xiao Yan had encountered over the years. Even Xiao Yan had to admit he couldn't match Huang Tian's speed. As a member of the Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan, Huang Tian indeed had an innate advantage. At the beginning of the battle, Xiao Yan was somewhat caught off guard and embarrassed by Huang Tian's speed. The shadowy punches seemed illusory but would instantly turn substantial upon contact with his body, making them unpredictable and dangerous. However, Xiao Yan's rich battle experience allowed him to quickly regain his composure after being put at a disadvantage. While dodging, he also began to concentrate, searching for Huang Tian's movement patterns. Although he couldn't match Huang Tian in speed, Xiao Yan had an advantage Huang Tian lacked: soul power. In Xiao Yan's dark eyes, reflections of countless golden shadows filled his vision. These shadows had sinister smiles and continuously launched sharp palm strikes at Xiao Yan's vital points. Within seconds, Xiao Yan's blood and qi churned slightly. Yet, amidst this disadvantage, Xiao Yan slowly closed his eyes. His evasive movements also became slower. But this slow movement managed to perfectly evade the layers of shadowy punches. With his eyes tightly shut, Xiao Yan's soul perception spread across the area, gradually slowing down the golden shadows invisible to the naked eye. As his body slowed down, there came a moment when Xiao Yan's eyes suddenly snapped open. The dense golden shadows in his pupils gradually turned illusory. The so-called Demon Phoenix step is nothing special. In Xiao Yan's dark eyes, the myriad golden shadows rapidly faded, finally condensing into a single figure appearing to his left. A cold smile crossed Xiao Yan's mind. Ignoring the countless punches around him, a clan mark swiftly emerged on his forehead, and his aura surged abruptly, reaching the mid-stage of 5-star Do Sheng. With his aura surging, Xiao Yan's 2 fingers gathered, and pink flames rapidly condensed at his fingertips, forming a half-inch-long crystalline finger. It pierced through the layers of shadows and struck a fist behind the golden light. As the pink crystalline finger struck the fist, the surrounding golden light dimmed. The dense golden shadows vanished, leaving Huang Tian, who appeared in front of Xiao Yan with a shocked expression, clearly surprised that Xiao Yan had seen through the demon phoenix step and exposed his true form. Condensed fire finger. This attack, formed entirely by heavenly flames, could only be executed so perfectly by someone like Xiao Yan, possessing such powerful soul strength. The seemingly fragile crystalline finger appeared delicate, but as it struck the fist, the overwhelming golden dou qi that enveloped it melted away at an astonishing speed. The crystalline finger, like a sharp spike, tore through the dou qi on Huang Tian's fist and pierced deeply into his bones. Damn it! The sudden, excruciating pain in his fist made Huang Tian's face turn grim. His massive golden wings, as sharp as blades, slashed through the sky, slicing towards Xiao Yan with lightning speed. Explode! Faced with Huang Tian's attack, Xiao Yan swiftly retreated, his hand forming a seal as a cold smile played on his lips. Instantly, the pink, crystalline finger embedded in Huang Tian's palm exploded into a terrifying wave of fire. The pink flames swept across the sky, their intense heat evaporating all moisture in the air. As the flames spread, Huang Tian's enraged roar echoed, clearly having taken a significant hit. As the fire wave dissipated, Huang Tian's figure reappeared in everyone's view. Seeing Huang Tian's current state, many onlookers couldn't help but twitch their faces. Huang Tian was no longer composed. His clothes were mostly burned off, and his entire arm was charred. A bloody hole pierced through his palm, and the wound didn't bleed because even the blood vessels were damaged by the intense heat. If Huang Tian hadn't reacted in time, his entire arm might have been rendered useless. Pity. Xiao Yan, still retreating, shook his head with a hint of regret. He had just caught Huang Tian off guard, but didn't manage to inflict a serious injury. However, this guy's terrifying speed is truly troublesome. Becoming the clan leader of the Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan indeed requires real skill. Despite using the advantage of the pure Lotus Demon Flame, Xiao Yan had only managed to cause some non-lethal damage to Huang Tian. Compared to the Soul Hall's master, Huang Tian was proving to be an even more challenging opponent. In the distant sky, Huang Tian's expression was extremely dark. He looked down at his current sorry state and, after a moment, laughed angrily. Good. As expected of someone who defeated the Soul Hall's master. I underestimated you today. Xiao Yan's face remained calm, but he grew more vigilant inside. He could sense the vast dou qi within Huang Tian surging violently. It seemed the Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan leader was truly enraged. As Huang Tian's vast dou qi surged, the sky suddenly filled with rolling black clouds. Deep thunder rumbled from within, echoing across the land. Saint image of the Demon Phoenix. As the clouds gathered, Huang Tian roared skyward. His body rapidly expanded, and amidst the golden light, a colossal demon phoenix, thousands of meters long, appeared, blocking out the sky. Waves of terrifying pressure spread like a tsunami, causing many of the onlookers to tremble with fear. Huang Tian had transformed into his true form. He actually forced Huang Tian into this state. Seeing this scene, Yao Ming was also surprised. Then his expression became serious. After transforming into his true form, Huang Tian's strength increased by at least 3 levels, making Xiao Yan's situation quite grim. Looking at the colossal figure in the sky, Xiao Yan's expression gradually grew solemn. The Heavenly Demon Phoenix's feathers were as hard as refined iron. In his true form, Huang Tian could withstand the attacks of even 3- or 4-star Dosheng experts without harm. Coupled with his terrifying speed, he was practically a killing machine. With a flap of his wings, anything would be torn to pieces. This is going to be tricky. The massive demon phoenix that Huang Tian transformed into flapped its wings gently, causing violent winds to surge. His sharp eyes fixated on Xiao Yan, a hint of cruelty flashing within them. He intended to make Xiao Yan suffer the most humiliating defeat. With this thought, Huang Tian's enormous wings, spanning 1,000 meters, suddenly flapped. Instantly, the sky seemed to darken. The colossal figure tore through space with astonishing speed, creating a massive black spatial rift. The thunderous sonic boom that followed made the eardrums of nearby strong fighters bleed. and the towering mountains below crumbled into ashes under the terrifying impact waves. This scene made many people gasp in shock. Such an impact didn't require any Do techniques. Huang Tian's body itself was the most formidable Do technique. Anything it touched would die. Even a Do Sheng expert would be blown into a blood mist upon collision. In Xiao Yan's dark eyes, the blurred colossal figure tore through the sky like thunder. Even from a great distance, the terrifying wind pressure was already upon him, with turbulence slicing past his body like wind blades. With a serious expression, Xiao Yan's hands quickly formed a seal, and a massive soul shadow appeared around him. Then, an earth-shattering soul sonic wave roared out, crashing into Huang Tian's gigantic figure. Huang Tian's body was indeed incredibly tough, but against such opponents, Xiao Yan had countermeasures. His nearly perfect soul power at the heavenly realm level was their nemesis. The massive body was hit head-on by the soul sonic wave, slowing Huang Tian's speed. The iron-like feathers on his body were forcibly lifted, and intense pain surged through his soul under the sonic wave's impact. Damn it! Hit by the soul sonic wave, Huang Tian's eyes turned blood-red. He stared venomously at Xiao Yan, gritting his teeth against the soul pain, and flapped his wings again, fiercely charging at Xiao Yan. As long as he collided with Xiao Yan, the latter would surely die. Under Huang Tian's desperate assault, the delay caused by the netherworld heavenly wrath was immediately mitigated. Instead, he charged even more ferociously, clearly aiming to kill Xiao Yan with one blow. Seeing Huang Tian so desperate, Xiao Yan's expression changed slightly. At this moment, he couldn't retreat. Huang Tian was faster than him. If he retreated, he would be caught, and the resulting collision would cause severe injury despite his confidence in his body. Determined, a fierce look crossed Xiao Yan's eyes as he quickly formed seals again, and the soul shadow emerged once more. This time, Xiao Yan unleashed the netherworld heavenly wrath 3 times in a row. 3 successive netherworld heavenly wraths, 3 soul sonic waves, made the previously distant, strong fighters spray blood and retreat in horror. The 3 massive soul sonic waves hit Huang Tian's body one after another, causing the golden feathers on his body to explode. The dazzling golden light dimmed significantly. Being hit by 4 consecutive netherworld heavenly wraths, even Huang Tian's powerful soul began to tremble violently. The piercing pain spread throughout his body, leaving him unable to muster the strength to flap his wings. "What terrifying soul waves!" Yao Ming muttered from afar, his heart filled with lingering fear as he looked towards Xiao Yan. The soul impact was so intense that Yao Ming felt his soul would collapse after enduring just 2 waves. That Huang Tian could withstand 4 and survive was a testament to the terrifying strength of a late-stage 5-star Do Sheng. "Xiao Yan, let's see how many more times you can do this." Deep within his soul, the pain was excruciating, almost driving Huang Tian to madness. His enormous eyes, bloodshot and filled with rage, locked onto Xiao Yan, who also looked much more fatigued. Struggling, he controlled his wings and flapped them forcefully. With a powerful flap of his wings, Huang Tian's massive body appeared just a few hundred feet in front of Xiao Yan. The terrifying airstreams tore at Xiao Yan's body, dispersing his protective Do Qi almost instantly under the onslaught capable of destroying mountains. Seeing this, Yao Ming and the others' expressions changed dramatically. In Xiao Yan's dark eyes, the reflection of Huang Tian's blood-red giant eyes approached rapidly. Instead of retreating, Xiao Yan raised his hand, and a 6-colored, dazzling fire lotus slowly emerged, emanating a world-destroying aura. However, just as Xiao Yan was about to throw the 6-colored fire lotus formed by 6 different heavenly flames, the 9 nether yellow springs below suddenly erupted. A towering beam of light shot out, interposing itself between Xiao Yan and Huang Tian. The beam of light was 9-colored. The massive 9-colored beam shot straight into the sky, its brilliant hues coloring the entire world around it. The sudden change left many onlookers shocked and bewildered. What is this? Clearly, they did not understand where the 9-colored beam had come from. This kind of pressure. Yao Ming and the elders of the Nine Nether Earth Underworld Python clan looked at the beam with expressions of uncertainty and surprise, feeling a pressure from it that resonated with their bloodlines and souls. Under countless astonished gazes, Huang Tian's massive demon phoenix body couldn't stop in time and crashed directly into the beam. A thunderous explosion echoed through the sky, causing the ground and sky to tremble under the immense impact. As Huang Tian slammed into the beam with all his might, massive cracks appeared in the seemingly solid nine-colored beam. Then, the surface of the beam exploded, and a gigantic nine-colored snake tail, nearly 1,000 feet long, shot out. It wrapped around Huang Tian's body with a single movement. The beam shattered, revealing a nine-colored giant python even larger than Huang Tian, appearing amidst countless shocked gazes. As the enormous nine-colored python stretched across the sky, the sound of gasps rose one after another. Shocked expressions filled the onlookers' faces. That's the seven-colored swallowing python. The elders of the Nine Nether Earth Underworld Python clan stared in disbelief at the dazzling giant python. The python's entire body was nine-colored, covered in resplendent scales the size of a human palm. Its body exuded a power capable of crushing mountains, deeply impressing everyone who saw it. No, it's not the seven-colored swallowing python. It's the legendary nine-colored swallowing python. At this moment, Yao Ming's heart was in turmoil, like waves crashing in a storm. The nine-colored swallowing python was a divine beast only mentioned in ancient legends. Such a being was even more powerful than the ancient heavenly serpent, the ancestor of all serpent-type magical beasts. However, due to their extremely rare numbers, the fame of the seven-colored swallowing python far surpassed that of the nine-colored swallowing python. As the clan leader of the Nine Nether Earth Underworld Python clan, Yao Ming was well aware of the nine-colored swallowing python's might. The nine-colored swallowing python appeared only a handful of times, even in ancient times, each appearance causing a great upheaval among serpent clans. Yao Ming never thought he would witness such a legendary beast in person. The current Nine Nether Earth Underworld Python clan could be considered the serpent clan most closely related to the bloodline of the ancient heavenly serpent. However, this pride was nothing compared to the nine-colored swallowing python, whose bloodline was even stronger than that of the ancient heavenly serpent. The pressure from the bloodline came from this. So Cai Lin possesses such a lineage. No wonder Xiao Yan had her train in the Nine Nether Yellow Springs. Yao Ming finally understood why Xiao Yan let Cai Lin train in the Yellow Springs, a place even he couldn't stay in for long. A nine-colored swallowing python? How is this possible? How could there still be a nine-colored swallowing python in existence? Bound tightly, Huang Tian stared at the giant nine-colored python in front of him, hissing and glaring coldly with its seven-colored eyes. Shock filled Huang Tian's eyes as he cried out in disbelief. The giant python before him was an existence that could rival the heavenly phoenix. How could it still exist in the world? Facing Huang Tian's incredulous roar, the nine-colored python's eyes remained cold. The pressure from its coiling tail gradually increased, crushing Huang Tian's iron-like feathers. The sound of bones creaking and cracking came from within Huang Tian's body, even distorting the surrounding space. Damn it! Feeling the intense pressure throughout his body, Huang Tian's huge eyes showed a mix of shock and anger. He let out a sharp cry to the sky, and brilliant golden light erupted from his body. Under the golden light, Huang Tian's feathers stood up like sharp blades, frantically slashing at the nine-colored python. The sky echoed with the clinking sounds of metal, and sparks flew like a rain of fire. In response to Huang Tian's struggle, a cold gleam flashed in the nine-colored python's eyes. Its head shook, and dozens of seven-colored scales fell from its jaws, transforming into dozens of gigantic seven-colored swallowing pythons. These pythons intertwined their tails, forming a net that tightly surrounded Huang Tian. The dozens of seven-colored swallowing pythons hissed together, and the net shrank rapidly. The net shrank at a terrifying speed, creating an unimaginable crushing force that instantly caused the surrounding space to collapse. At the center of the crushing force, even Huang Tian felt a pang of fear. If he were caught in this, he would be gravely injured. A sense of retreat sprouted in his heart. His enormous body shuddered strangely, forcibly loosening the nine-colored swallowing python's grip. Bursting with golden light, his massive form shrank at lightning speed, transforming into a human shape in front of everyone. Once more in human form, Huang Tian flapped his wings, wind and thunder roaring. He pierced through space, desperately trying to escape the python's net. Huang Tian's speed was incredible. With a flash of his wings, he slipped through a gap in the python's net at the last moment. Just when he thought he had escaped, a massive shadow descended from the sky. The colorful snake tail smashed into his body with a terrifying explosive sound, creating a massive crater thousands of feet wide on the ground below. Huang Tian was hit squarely by the massive snake tail, spitting out a mouthful of blood on the spot. The terrifying force nearly dislocated his internal organs, and his body shot downward like a cannonball. Under countless astonished gazes, he smashed a mountain to pieces and continued to plow a 1,000-meter-long trench into the ground before finally coming to a halt. The entire sky fell silent as everyone's gaze shifted to the trench that stretched to the horizon. They collectively swallowed hard, their throats moving in unison. When they looked back up at the nine-colored swallowing python in the sky, fear had replaced their initial shock. Such terrifying power could easily turn an ordinary qiong expert into a blood mist with a single swipe of its tail. The strong members of the heavenly demon phoenix clan were now paralyzed with fear, their faces blank. Under the immense pressure of the giant behemoth in the sky, none dared move to rescue Huang Tian. While the entire world seemed to fall into a dead silence, the massive nine-colored swallowing python in the sky slowly coiled its enormous body. Brilliant and dazzling hues erupted from within, and then the enormous body began to shrink. Finally, under countless stunned gazes, it transformed into a beautiful figure with seductive curves. As the light in the sky gradually faded, the enchanting figure became visible to everyone. Cold, seductive, and devastatingly beautiful. At first glance of the icy and charming face, many people's hearts began to race. Such a woman could truly be called a peerless beauty. The alluring figure in the sky gracefully reached out, and the dozens of seven-colored swallowing pythons responded to her call, transforming into colorful streams of light that returned to her body. Those were actually the soul bodies of seven-colored swallowing pythons. As she retrieved the seven-colored swallowing pythons, Yao Ming and the others were shocked to realize that these pythons were not mere energy constructs but actual souls of the swallowing pythons. Dozens of seven-colored swallowing python souls. The thought alone made Yao Ming feel dizzy. The elders of the Nine Nether Earth Underworld Python clan were even more stupefied, their minds blank. How could there be so many seven-colored swallowing pythons when their numbers had always been pitifully low? Unconcerned with their shock, the jade beauty in the sky scanned the area with a lazy, cold gaze, like an empress inspecting her subjects. Her indifferent and majestic demeanor caused hearts to race. Those with weak minds even blushed, their doqi thrown into disarray. The enchanting beauty only briefly scanned the area below before her gaze shifted. She slightly tilted her head and looked at a black-robed youth floating nearby, his face softening with a gentle smile, his dark eyes filled with joy. When her gaze settled on the young figure, her seductive face slowly curved into a smile, as enchanting and breathtaking as a blooming peony. Seeing the dazzling smile on Cai Lin's face, Xiao Yan's mind momentarily drifted. He then shook his head lightly, snapping back to reality. He smiled and said, "Finished your seclusion?" Cai Lin smiled radiantly, her long, beautiful eyes sweeping over Xiao Yan. She then raised a delicate eyebrow and said, "You've improved your strength quite a bit. Can't compare to you." Xiao Yan spread his hands, looking at Cai Lin with a hint of helplessness. From her grand entrance, it was clear that her strength had skyrocketed to an astonishing level during her seclusion. This made him somewhat envious. He had also ventured to the bottom of the Yellow Springs, but hadn't noticed anything unusual. Yet this seemingly normal place had brought Cai Lin such immense benefits. It was impossible not to be envious of such fortune. Really? Cai Lin moved gracefully, bringing a seductive fragrance as she approached Xiao Yan. Her beautiful eyes shimmered, and a slender, jade-like finger suddenly pointed at Xiao Yan with lightning speed. At its tip, a nine-colored glow flickered, and an unusual energy quietly spread. Seeing this, Xiao Yan shook his head. He clenched his hand, and pink flames blossomed in front of him, stopping Cai Lin's finger just outside the flames. She glanced at Xiao Yan and said somewhat regretfully, "I thought I could surpass you after this seclusion." Cai Lin still vividly remembered the days when her strength far exceeded Xiao Yan's. But now, to her slight frustration, it seemed that would never happen again. Xiao Yan felt helpless. After this seclusion, Cai Lin seemed to have reverted to her former self as the unruly Medusa queen, cold, charming, and more confident than ever. "All right, stop fooling around. What level is your strength now?" Xiao Yan asked seriously. He discovered that even with his soul perception, he couldn't pinpoint Cai Lin's exact strength. It wasn't because she far surpassed him, but because her aura was too peculiar to measure. "It should be 4-star Doshang," Cai Lin replied with a gentle smile. No matter how powerful she was or how imposing she appeared to others, she could still show rare tenderness and playfulness to the man in front of her. That earlier move didn't seem like something a 4-star Doshang could pull off, Xiao Yan remarked, raising an eyebrow. The shrinking snake net Cai Lin used earlier had forced even Huang Tian to retreat. A mere 4-star Doshang couldn't achieve that. "I had some external help." Cai Lin didn't hide anything from Xiao Yan. She took another step closer, raised her jade-like hand, and pulled back her sleeve, revealing a wrist as smooth as mutton fat jade. Along her arm, colorful snake patterns extended, hinting at an exotic allure that made one want to explore further. Seeing this, a strange look crossed Xiao Yan's eyes. Under many envious and heated gazes, he gently held Cai Lin's smooth wrist, his fingers lightly brushing over the colorful snake patterns. After a moment, his eyes filled with seriousness and shock, as he realized these patterns were alive. They weren't mere energy constructs, but actual 7-colored swallowing pythons. At the bottom of the 9 nether yellow springs lies the nest of the 7-colored swallowing pythons. I received the inheritance of my ancestors. Some of them, though their bodies were damaged, still had remnants of their souls. I awakened them, and they attached themselves to my body. With their help, I could fight Huang Tian. Without them, I wouldn't have been able to defeat him, Cai Lin explained softly. Hearing her explanation, Xiao Yan felt a sense of realization. I see. No one could have predicted that the bottom of the 9 nether yellow springs hid the relics of the 7-colored swallowing pythons. Cai Lin encountering them was indeed a stroke of great fortune. The world is full of miracles. Just as he found the pure lotus demon flame, others could also have their own fortuitous encounters. Will there be any issues? Xiao Yan asked, lightly tapping the snake patterns on Cai Lin's arm. These ancestors have remnants of souls, but they aren't complete. In a way, they are under my control, Cai Lin replied, her expression slightly somber. Hearing this, Xiao Yan finally felt relieved. He comforted her. It's all right. If we get a chance in the future, we can try to repair their souls. But for now, we need to deal with the immediate problem. As he spoke, Xiao Yan's gaze shifted to the ruins of the distant mountain peak, where a battered figure struggled to rise again. It was Huang Tian, who had been heavily struck by Cai Lin. Beside him, Cai Lin nodded slightly, her beautiful eyes turning to Huang Tian. The soft smile on her face vanished, replaced by a cold gleam and a surge of killing intent. Under countless gazes, Huang Tian coughed violently, wiping the blood from the corner of his mouth. His eyes darkened as he looked at Xiao Yan and Cai Lin in the distance. Panic flashed in his heart. If it was just Xiao Yan, he wouldn't be afraid. But now there was also Cai Lin, who had severely injured him. Even Huang Tian felt immense pressure against these two. If I had known that Xiao Yan's woman was a 9-colored swallowing python, I wouldn't have meddled in this. Damn it. Regret flickered in Huang Tian's eyes. What he initially thought was a minor issue had turned into a major complication. As Huang Tian remained silent, the entire area fell quiet. The strong members of the Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan exchanged glances, not daring to speak. Seeing their usually invincible leader in such a miserable state had shattered their arrogance, replaced by the fierce methods of Xiao Yan and Cai Lin. Heh, clan leader Huang Tian, are you still planning to capture people? Xiao Yan's voice broke the silence as he glanced at the silent Huang Tian. Hearing this, Huang Tian's face twitched slightly. His expression shifted several times before he finally spoke in a hoarse voice. Xiao Yan, this time, I admit defeat. Huang Tian's admission caused an uproar. No one had expected the renowned clan leader of the Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan to concede so readily. Do you think admitting defeat will make this go away? Xiao Yan's tone was slightly mocking, but his eyes were filled with cold intent. If he had arrived a bit later, Cai Lin's cultivation might have been seriously disrupted. If something had happened to her, how could he face Xiao Xiao? Should we kill him? Cai Lin asked coldly, her killing intent evident. Seeing Xiao Yan and Cai Lin pressing him, Huang Tian's face darkened. He coldly replied, admitting defeat doesn't mean I'm afraid of you. If we really fight, even if I'm not your match, I can still take one of you down with me. Xiao Yan's eyes narrowed, the coldness in them undiminished. Beside him, Cai Lin's body began to glow with the nine-colored light again. In the distance, Yao Ming opened his mouth to speak, but then closed it. From his perspective, killing Huang Tian wouldn't be beneficial. The Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan would surely seek revenge, and even the Sky Mansion Alliance would struggle against one of the three great clans. If the Soul Hall intervened, it could spell disaster for the Sky Mansion Alliance. Huang Tian's expression turned bitter. In his current state, if he fought Xiao Yan and Cai Lin together, the odds were heavily against him. Xiao Yan, I have information that might make you lose interest in staying here, Huang Tian finally said, his eyes flashing as he gritted his teeth. Oh? Let's hear it. Xiao Yan raised an eyebrow, his expression calm. Have you ever wondered why I chose this specific time to stir things up and bring you from the Central Plains? Huang Tian asked with a smirk. Xiao Yan's face darkened slightly as he locked his gaze on Huang Tian. Why? Seeing this, Huang Tian smiled and asked, you have a good relationship with the new Dragon Emperor of the ancient Void Dragon clan, don't you? Xiao Yan's expression gradually darkened, and a sense of unease grew in his heart. He spoke coldly, do not test my limited patience any further. Heh, if I were you, I'd head to the void space immediately. Otherwise, you might only arrive in time to collect the new Dragon Emperor's corpse, Huang Tian sneered. Such youthful arrogance. Thinking unifying the ancient dragon clan is that easy? Xiao Yan's face turned completely grim. He abruptly raised his hand, and the dragon seal in his palm started to fade away. His limbs went cold. Let's go. Without another word, Xiao Yan struck out, tearing the space before him. He quickly moved into the rift, with Cai Lin following closely behind, her eyebrows slightly furrowed. Huang Tian, I won't forget today's events. If anything happens to Ziyan, I'll make you pay with the entire Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan. As Xiao Yan and Cai Lin's figures hurriedly disappeared into the spatial rift, Huang Tian's sneering smile froze, turning rigid at the chilling words that echoed from the fissure.